Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here and welcome back to another crypto video. So this one is going to concentrate on Polkadot staking. It is a highly requested video, my thoughts on staking on-chain versus on Kraken, because I've previously done two videos. I've done one showing you a step-by-step process how to stake on-chain using your ledger, which is a bit of a complicated process. And then I've done a follow-up one showing how to buy Polkadot and stake on Kraken. So I'm going to run through, first of all, I'm going to run through my returns on this, show you what I've been getting on each platform, as in daily returns, and then I will give you a comparison with some pros and cons of doing it each way that will hopefully help you make the right decision for you, because there is no set, this is the best way to do it. There are pros and cons to both, and you need to decide what is right for you. So don't forget to hit subscribe if this is your first time here. There will be lots more crypto related videos coming, and also do me a favor, hit the like and share button, leave a comment. Any of that kind of stuff really does help the video and help my channel. Looking here, I have a spreadsheet put together here on the figures. Up top is what I have been getting for my on-chain rewards. And then down below is Kraken. So just to show you here, I've taken these all from on-chain here. And you can see that the balance right now in this account is 730 dot. And then the returns are basically, if you look down here, this is how long ago these returns came in. So 8 hours ago, 16 hours ago, 1 day, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So fairly consistent. Basically, they're coming in daily. I am getting a return every day. Now, this is because the validators that I have chosen are getting paid out every day, and I am getting included in the payouts. If you have a smaller amount of DOT, sometimes you may not get included in the payouts. I will touch on them in the pros and cons. So then the other one just to quickly look at is my Kraken account here. So you can see here, Polkadot, I've earned 0.6 reward DOT total rewards, and that is on an account balance of 88.55. And down below here, you can see the returns. They are paid out twice a week. So it's every 3 and 4 days that they are paid out. It's not daily like on-chain, but in the grand scheme, it doesn't really matter. So if I go back to my Excel sheet here, just to show you exactly what all of this actually means, the hard figures are the ones at the end of the day that count. So when I'm looking at on-chain here, I've done it over 2 7-day periods to work out the percentage. So the last 7 days, these don't fully line up to what I just showed you on screen, because I did do this Excel sheet yesterday, and what I showed you on chain there is right up to the second now live data. It's just under the 14% for the last 7 days. The 7 days before that then was just over 14%. So what we're looking at, what I'm going to call it, is my personal on-chain returns are around 14%. These vary based on the stake that you have in, based on the validators that you're in, based on them getting included in the payouts and you being above the minimum threshold to get a payout as well. So we'll call it 14% on-chain for me. Some people might show it slightly higher. Some people might be a little bit lower, especially if they miss certain days with getting payouts. Kraken then comes in at, they advertise 12%. And from my own experience, it is coming in at around the 12%. As you can see here, it's coming in at around the 11.98% or 96%. Something around there is where I am getting the returns on Kraken, which for a set and forget method is very nice. I don't have to worry about checking the validators, anything like that. So we really need to look at the pros and cons of both options here. So looking at, let's take them in order. So let's look at staking on-chain first. Let's look at the pros for that. So the pros of staking on-chain are that you retain control of your keys at all times. So you are not trusting anyone else with your crypto. It is always in your control. Now, there is the bonding period, which I'm going to put on the con side, but I'll talk about that in a second. But in general, when you stake on-chain, you retain control of your coins. The other one is the return on investment. So as you've seen with me, I am earning about 12% on-chain versus, 14% on-chain versus 12% with Kraken. So there is higher returns when you stake on-chain. Now again, that is dependent on the stake size that you have and getting included with your validators, I'm going to throw them over on the negative side, does mean that you can decide who you want to back within the network. So if you are really getting into how the network is run and there are certain validators that are making proposals and trying to do things the way you want them to do, then you can back them specifically. Whereas on Kraken, you don't have them kinds of options. The cons then on the other side are staking on-chain is not the most straightforward process. There is a bit of a process to follow, as you will have seen in my video, which was staking using your ledger. There is a bit of a process to it. It's a bit daunting when you look at it first. When you look back at it once you have it done, it's not as bad as it first looked, but it is, for someone completely new, it's definitely not as straightforward as staking on somewhere like Kraken or staking another crypto like Cardano or something else that is a straight set and forget. Depending on your side, the size of your account, you may need to keep looking at the account. First of all, for the validators, to make sure that your validators, picking your validators is a process, so making sure you get reliable ones, and then also keeping an eye on it that the one that you have chosen doesn't become oversaturated. Personally, I have been lucky enough, I haven't had to change my validators or anything since day one, and I've been constantly getting returns. But it's not just down to the validator. Sometimes the validator mightn't get included for payouts, but also the oversaturation is where the top 256 people in a validator, this is done by account balance, they will get paid out, where anyone below that isn't going to get a payment in that epoch. So again, if you have a smaller account balance, you need to be very aware of the oversaturation point. Now, looking over at Kraken, actually one more on the cons is the bonding time. So when you decide that you want to move your Polkadot or do something else with them, it's not a straightforward just go in, take them out and move on. You have to go in and you have to unbond them from the exchange, and that sets into place a 28-day period. So when you go in and you do that, it then takes 28 days before you can move them coins. And if I just show you on screen here actually, so if I go into account actions here, this is going to show you the test account that I used for my ledger video. And you can see here, there's a little timer appearing here. So you won't have this if you are still bonded and you're still in the staking process. For me, I done this 27 days ago. And as you can see here, unbonding my 3 test dot in 4 hours and 37 minutes. So in 4 hours and 37 minutes, I will be able to move them dot and do whatever I want with them then. But I had to initiate that process 27 days ago by going in here, clicking here and unbonding these funds. So again, when we look at Kraken now, if we go back to the pros on Kraken is the simplicity of setting it up. Another one is you don't have to worry about validators coming in and checking. No matter how much you have staked with Kraken, then you are going to get your 12% returns anyway. The cons then are, of course, that you give up your keys. You are not in full control of your crypto. Even though Kraken is one of the exchanges that I would put up there near the top for trustworthiness, then it is still a process of you giving away control to your funds. The other cons for on-chain is you can't support specific validators. So this is a pro and a con. You don't have to worry about which ones are going to get paid. But if you want to actually contribute to the network, then if you were doing it on Kraken, you don't have a say, you don't have a vote essentially in what validators get elected to support the network. The other cons on it then, so they are really the biggest cons in it, is that giving up your control of your keys, and which is definitely the biggest one, and then not having a say in the network, which for some is a plus, some it's a minus, depending on what way you want to do it. Another big plus on the Kraken side is that you can move your funds at any stage. So whenever you want to move away your funds from Kraken or do something else with your DOT, then it's there, it's accessible, you can do that at any stage. So look, I do hope this video has been helpful. For me personally, I would choose on-chain staking at any time that you can do it because you retain control of your crypto. And if you are in Polkadot for the long term, then the 28-day unbonding period isn't such a big thing. I would love to see that reduced and be smaller, but I can see why on the network side it does it. It means that if something happens, there's a bit of FUD going on, that people can't come in and just dump all of their DOT straight away. They have to actually think about it because they have that 28-day thinking period. Whereas with the exchange, then you can stake and you can move them and you sell them at any stage that you want. So smaller amounts, consider maybe looking at the exchange. Anything over the 200 DOT, I would definitely be staking on chain because you do have a high chance of getting paid daily once you keep an eye on it. Anything below that, it depends on your own preferences and how much that crypto is worth to you, how much the safety of that crypto is worth. Are you willing to risk it on an exchange, or do you want the full security of having it on your own ledger device or on your own wallet where you control the keys? Hopefully this has been a help, guys. Let me know down below. Give the video a like, subscribe, share the video if you feel it can be useful to others, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks very much, and I'll see you soon.